What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Now, I found a Vegas website the other day that came out with an over-under for every NFL team out there. And of course, being a Jags fan, the first team, really the only team I looked at, I went directly to the Jaguars to kind of get a sense of where the non-bias, betting lines have the Jaguars at when it comes to being able to put down a bet on the over and under win total. Now I looked at it and the Jaguars win total is at over or under 6.5. So essentially, that's the difference between 6-11 and 7-10. Now, where does that compare to other teams? The Jaguars had more favorable odds than the Falcons, Panthers, Texans, Jets, and Seahawks, and they were tied with the Bears and the Lions. Now, I think 6.5 is a pretty fair number because that's honestly about where I am at. And, when I look at this season, a lot of people ask, okay, what's an acceptable win-loss record for you guys? I know for me, the bare minimum that's acceptable to me is 7-10. That's like the bare minimum for me. Anything under that, I'm a little bit pissed off because look, you don't go from one win in 2020 to 3 wins in 2021, and then let's get up to 6 in 2022. That's just, I don't know. That's really slow progress for me, and I know a lot of that is halted by the fact that the Jaguars' 2020 draft class was terrible. I mean, it was bad. Not a lot of production from it. And let's hope that the 2021 draft class turns out to be better. It's already taken a little bit of a lead over that as CJ Henderson's not even on a team anymore, and Kayvon Chason is an afterthought. So what did the Jaguars do this offseason? First of all, we'll see how many wins this team kind of ends up getting. But one thing that's not even up for debate is that the Jaguars roster got a lot better. It got a lot better. I mean, the subtractions from the team weren't all that great. I mean, I think the biggest guy that you lost was DJ Chark or maybe like Brandon Linder. Both those guys, good players, but they're not like huge impact. Like we're not the Tennessee Titans losing AJ Brown type of stuff. I mean, these are pretty replaceable players. So those were kind of the main subtractions. But man, when you look at the additions, I mean, where do you even start? I mean, Lewican, you got Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, Brandon Sheriff, and that's just free agency. Not even talking about the draft where you get Trevon Walker and Devin Lloyd. I mean, you added a lot to this roster. So obviously, when you compare this team, this roster compared to last year, the roster's a lot better. And one thing that's might be an even bigger lock is the fact that the Jaguars coaching is a lot better. I mean, the worst thing that Shad Khan ever did was hire Urban Meyer, but the best thing he probably did was fire him. And just what a joke that was. I mean, the further we get away from it, the more unbelievable that year was. And, that really, for a young team, we were a very, very young team. We weren't being developed very well, and we kind of saw that as it felt like Trevor Lawrence started off pretty hot, and then he got kind of worse as the season went on, and the distractions really ramped up, and just when the biggest distraction on the team is the head coach, that's not a good thing, man. That's and you have guys like Trevor Lawrence answering for that, to the media. It wasn't good. So, you go from Urban Meyer, who's a complete con artist, and you go to Doug Peterson, who 4 years ago was a reigning Super Bowl champion. This guy, players respect him. He doesn't have to learn what the NFL is. He's already coming into it, play the quarterback position. He's coached quarterbacks, offense coordinator, head coach, been there, done all that. He knows what building a culture is like. He knows what winning divisions is like. He knows what winning playoffs is like, and he knows what winning a freaking Super Bowl is like. So, and then it feels like we'll see about the staff that he hired. Obviously, these aren't a bunch of strangers. Last year that Urban Meyer kind of had to hire a lot of strangers because, unfortunately for him, he just didn't have he did not have any NFL experience, and that's not a knock on him. It's just, a part of it. When he transitions from the college and the NFL, you can't just hire a bunch of college guys. He has to go out there and get some, NFL guys with some background here. But, Doug Peterson, really just the coaching just should be a whole lot better. It should just be a whole lot better. And really, the main factor in this, and I made an offensive preview video a couple days ago. I didn't mention this enough, so I really got to, hit this point home, is that, look, the development of Trevor Lawrence is the number one most important thing of this team. I mean, we can talk about, okay, middle linebacker Devin Lloyd, we're set. Oh, how is the pass rush duo going to be? We can talk about all that. But really, at the end of the day, this AFC is stacked with quarterbacks. It really is. And it's good quarterbacks, they win playoff games and they go to Super Bowls and they win Super Bowls. If Trevor Lawrence can really take the step we all want him to take and wish he can take, and if he can become even like a top 10 quarterback eventually in the NFL, we're going to have a chance, because Trevor Lawrence, he's going to be the one that takes his team to the next level. He's going to be the real X factor. It's, you want the best player on your team to be the quarterback, from a pure skill standpoint, from a leadership standpoint. You want him to be available and healthy. And, Trevor Lawrence, he is the ultimate X factor. The Jaguars will either win and be prosperous with Trevor Lawrence, or if Trevor Lawrence doesn't turn out to be the answer, unfortunately, we might cap out at like 9-8, and if we're lucky, 10-7, and we might win like a playoff game. But I mean, you look within our division at the Tennessee Titans. I don't know. It's tough for them with their quarterback, with Ryan Tannehill, because Ryan Tannehill can go out there in the regular season and perform at an MVP level, but it's not going to matter until he gets into the playoffs. He could be an MVP candidate this year, but if he stinks it up week one or his first playoff game, then he's probably burnt toast. It's all, and that's what we need Trevor Lawrence, man. We need him to prove that not only can he help us win regular season games, not only can he, elevate this team's play, but he needs to continue it through the playoffs. I mean, you saw Joe Burrow in his second year, really take, elevate the team. They don't do that with Andy Dalton. They don't come close to that with Andy Dalton. They might not even make the playoffs with Andy Dalton. But with a guy like Joe Burrow, they make it to the playoffs, win the division. He was the best quarterback in every game that he played, and, wound up leading his team to the Super Bowl. And that's what we hope out of Trevor Lawrence. Now, when it comes to our record and who we play, I mean, we play a tough AFC West. AFC West was probably the best division of football, and a lot of people are counting us out like, oh, we're not going to get a lot of wins because we play the AFC West. However, that kind of offsets with the fact that we play the NFC East, which is, one of the, it's not the worst. I think the NFC South right now is the worst, but just because you only have the Buccaneers in the NFC South right now, I don't know what the hell the Saints, Panthers, and Buccaneers are doing, or not Saints, Panthers, Buccaneers. The Saints, Panthers, and Falcons are doing, but Buccaneers should be able to win that division with Kyle Trask starting at quarterback. But the NFC East, I mean, you don't really, maybe the Cowboys, but not a lot of really strength over there. So, and you also play a last place schedule. Now, with the last place schedule, we get the Lions, Ravens, Jets. These are three teams that nobody else in the AFC South is going to play. But I do get a little bit hesitant on, is this really a benefit? I mean, at this point, I'd probably rather play like a third place schedule than a fourth place schedule, because on a fourth place schedule, the only place these teams had to go is up. I mean, the Lions you expect to be better. The Jets you expect to be better. The Ravens are usually always good. I mean, last year we played a last place schedule, and that gave us the Cincinnati Bengals. And we obviously know what happened to them. I don't know how this became a Cincinnati Bengals video, but yeah, it's a lot different of a situation. So, yeah, with the Jaguars, I mean, look, bare minimum for me, 7-10. And even if the Jaguars go 7-10, I'm not like super thrilled about it. I mean, I don't want to lose. I'm so tired of losing, man. Like I'm just so excited for the day that the Jaguars are good and we can sit here on this channel and celebrate have fun together. We can watch the games together. We can talk smack to other teams together. This can be a celebration zone as opposed to a therapy session. Because that's what I am from September through December is I'm a therapy session. Then once the offseason comes, I can start really, really analyzing things a lot better. But yeah, that's the goal. Hopefully we can make a little bit better of a run. I mean, I look at things and, I don't see why we can't, go 9-8 or something like that and have a winning record. But, like I said, it's a lot of projecting. The Jaguars have a lot of new players. If you can hit on 80% of those players, you're going to be a lot better this year. And one thing I've been saying is, like, if you take the 2021 team and you replace Urban Meyer with Doug Peterson and his staff, and you give Trevor Lawrence in his second year, I think just that alone, you double your win total. Because the Jaguars, what they need to do, what they've been struggling at, is just winning close games. Like the Jaguars, I mean, they didn't get blown out every game. It's just, you had games against the Cardinals where, you're winning in the second half, and then you just can't hold on to the lead. Even like the Bengals game on Thursday Night Football, we were winning that game, and then just the defense couldn't stop anybody at the end. And it's just, even the Jets, you had, a goal, a first and goal situation. You just couldn't get the ball in the end zone. So, there's games out there that, Jaguars could have won, but I mean, it's the same situation as pretty much every year. The Jaguars are not able to win close games. The good teams pull out and win, and the Jaguars need to find ways to win. And I hope just with this new direction, brand new, an actual NFL coaching staff will be able to do some good things. We have what we all believe in is Trevor Lawrence. We hope he can go out there and do better. And, we just have a better roster in general. So I'm praying that we stay healthy. We don't get hit with that injury bug. And, like I said, it should be a fun year. I remember last year I was like, look, we might not be very good, but at least we get to see the development of Trevor Lawrence. We didn't get any of that last year. Instead, we got a comedy show with Urban Meyer with like, what will he do next? I'm Bam Margera. What will I do next? Whatever I want. That's basically what it felt. I feel like I was watching Viva La Bam. And, man, we're on to a new era, guys. I'm not going to, I can sit here and we can go through a whole therapy session of our past grievances with the Jaguars, of the past, how they hurt us, where we are at psychologically because we are fans of the Jaguars. But, all this losing should hopefully like make winning that much better because look, we might know some fair weather Jaguar fans, but at the end of the day, the fans that stuck with it and through all these losses, watched all these losses, they're not going to enjoy winning as much as us fans that endured all this horribleness. And hopefully, we'll have some great years, winning years to come, and we can remember in the 2010s just how bad we were. But all right, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your record prediction is for the Jaguars. I know we still have a lot to go. We haven't even started OTAs. We need training camp, preseason, a lot to come. But I think like preseason starts in like 3 months, so it's all going to come pretty quickly. So yeah, stay tuned for this channel for further Jaguars coverage. We'll be out here. I'll continue to make videos all through the off season, as that's what I do. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Go Jags. You guys watched the whole video. Really appreciate that. You guys can subscribe to the channel for the best source of Jaguars news on the YouTube platform. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at UCF_Jaguar. And you can become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month for exclusive channel content. Thank you guys, and go Jags.